Hello dear students, we are starting with our third lecture of this chapter, that is mineral nutrition. I hope you all are fine and safe. Now in this we will be talking about a nitrogen metabolism. We will be going to talk about nitrogen metabolism. Now in this nitrogen metabolism, first we will discuss a nitrogen cycle, then we will deal with in detail. So in nitrogen metabolism, first we talk about nitrogen cycle. Okay. Now nitrogen, if we consider, it is most prevalent element in living organism. It is the most prevalent because it is a part of amino acid, it is part of nucleotides, it is part of nitrogenous bases, it is part of the proteins where it can be found. Now this atmosphere, if we talk about, the atmosphere contain near 78% of nitrogen by volume. 78% nitrogen by volume. Now atmosphere provide this, but if we talk about a plant, then plant compete with microbe for a limited nitrogen that is available for soil. So to obtain from soil there is a need of limited amount, so there is a limited competition. Thus, so plant compete with microbes for limited nitrogen that is available in soil. So it is for a limited nitrogen that is available in soil. Thus nitrogen is limiting factor for both natural and agricultural ecosystem. So it is a limiting factor for both natural and agricultural ecosystem. Now we understand this nitrogen cycle by its figure. Then we know that in atmosphere this nitrogen is present in form of N2, that is N triple bond N, and it is 78%. Okay. Now this nitrogen from atmosphere taken by biological nitrogen fixation and converted into NH3. Same way, this nitrogen can be fixed by the industrial nitrogen fixation and NH3 can be formed. Another electrical nitrogen fixation can occur, and through electrical nitrogen fixation they can form nitrate. Okay. Now this NH3 which is obtained from these two ways, and NO3 can be directly obtained from this NH3 first convert into NO2 minus, that is nitrite, and ultimately it converted into nitrate. So this step or this process, that is a conversion of NH3 into NO3 minus, this is known as nitrification. What we call it a nitrification. And in this nitrification, particularly this occur in a soil. So it is a soil nitrogen pool. We can call it as a soil nitrogen pool where a NH3 is converted into the NO3 minus. Now this NO3 has a two way. Either it get uptaken by the plant. So if plant absorb it, plant uptake it, then this nitrogen become a part of plant biomass. Okay. Now after going plant biomass, what will happen? There are again two ways. Either plant will die, and if the death of plant will occur, then we will obtain a decaying biomass. That is the first thing. It is based on the death. But if the plant is eaten by animal, then it become a part, nitrogen become a part of animal biomass. And when animal will die, again this nitrogen will come ultimately in the decaying biomass. Now from this decaying biomass, ammonification will occur, and by ammonification NH3 will be obtained. Okay, so this is the one way where NO3 minus or nitrate will go to the plant, then animal, then decaying biomass. Again ammonification will occur from the dead matter, and then NH3 will be obtained. But this NO3 minus has another way also, that it carry out denitrification, and by denitrification it can replenish the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere. So the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere can be maintained. So this is the nitrogen cycle, how it works. So mainly we first talk about this fixation process, that is a nitrogen fixation. Okay, so first we are going to talk about nitrogen fixation in this part, and there are different ways. Okay, so nitrogen fixation. Now nitrogen exists in N triple bond N form, where nitrogen atom, where two nitrogen atom joined by triple covalent bond. Okay, so that is the exist. Now nitrogen fixation is defined as conversion of dinitrogen, that is N2 to ammonia. That is a conversion of dinitrogen to the ammonia, that is a nitrogen fixation. And there are different methods of the nitrogen fixation. So now we talk about methods of nitrogen fixation, which are as follows. First method is physicochemical method. In this physicochemical method, we find that during thunder, lightning, and by using UV rays, atmospheric nitrogen, by using this atmospheric nitrogen combined with oxygen and form nitrogen oxides. It will form a nitrogen oxides, which form nitrous and nitric acid with water. So this is the way through which a nitrogen can combine with oxygen and form these oxides and reach to the particularly soil. This ultimately may form a nitrates of calcium, potassium, atmospheric ammonium that can be formed, but this is the way how the physicochemical method works. Next is industrial nitrogen fixation. In industrial nitrogen fixation, industrial combustions forest fire, automobile exhaust, and power generating station and power generating stations are also source of atmospheric nitrogen oxides. So this is the way where a forest fire, industrial combustion, automobile exhaust, power generating station, they particularly produce atmospheric nitrogen oxides. And the third way, that is biological nitrogen fixation. So third way is biological nitrogen fixation. And in this biological nitrogen, only certain prokaryotic species are capable of fixing nitrogen. So in this biological nitrogen fixation, microbes are involved or prokaryote species are involved. Now this biological nitrogen fixation may be asymbiotic, means free living, or symbiotic. Okay, and here certain prokaryote species can fix N2. Now biological nitrogen fixation is also known as diazotrophy. One of the important statement that you should remember, it is also known as diazotrophy. And the agents of this process, agents or bacteria involved, are known as diazotrophs. They are known as diazotrophs. So they can be a free living or a symbiotic nitrogen fixation are there. Now in this nitrogen fixation, there can be free living nitrogen fixation or free living nitrogen fixing bacteria or symbiotic. In case of free living also, they can be aerobic or anaerobic. So if we note down some of the example, then in aerobic we take an example of Azotobacter and Beiserichia. Whereas in case of anaerobic we talk about the Bacillus, Clostridium and Rhodospirillum. These are the anaerobic free living bacteria, whereas these are the aerobic free living bacteria. Apart from that, some of the cyanobacteria are also involved. And when we talk about cyanobacteria, there are Nostoc and Anabina, which are involved in this nitrogen fixation. Some symbiotic nitrogen fixers are also there. And if you talk about this symbiotic nitrogen fixation, some bacteria show symbiotic association with roots of leguminous plant, and the example is Rhizobium. But there are some bacteria which show symbiotic association with non-leguminous plant, then example is Frankia, and Frankia is an actinomycetes or filamentous bacteria which is involved in symbiotic association with the non-leguminous plant. There are some other species of cyanobacteria as well, as like Anabaena Psychidae show symbiotic relationship with coralloid roots of Cycas for nitrogen fixation, whereas Anabaena azulei that show symbiotic relationship with leaves of azolla, that is a fern pteridophyte. So this way Anabaena azolla can also show symbiotic association. Okay, so this is the how the different bacteria are involved, but we are mainly focused in this chapter with respect to the biological nitrogen fixation of a biological nitrogen fixation carried out by the rhizobium, that is a symbiotic association. So nitrogen fixation by rhizobium bacteria, that we need to understand in detail. So first, this rhizobium bacteria show symbiotic association with the leguminous plant, carry out nitrogen fixation by nodule formation. So first we are going to talk about that how nodule forms. So first topic that we discussed, that is nodule formation in leguminous plants. Okay, so that we discuss first. This rhizobium is, or they are, gram negative aerobic rod shaped bacteria. They are usually, actually, particularly aerobic. Sometimes they carry out particular anaerobic state, means they carry out nitrogen fixation in anaerobic states, so they are also known as facultative anaerobe. Okay, now we start how this particular nitrogen fixation is carried out. So first of all, what happens, legume roots secrete some chemicals. Suppose these are the legume roots. Okay, these are the roots of legume. That is the first diagram. So these roots of legume secrete some chemical known as flavonoids, which attract bacteria, and here rhizobia multiply and colonize surrounding of roots and get attached to epidermal root hair cells. So suppose here some are bacteria are there, the bacteria are not attached to the roots. In second diagram, what will happen, this bacteria will start attaching to the epidermal cell and they will multiply and they will attach. So suppose this is the legume root. Now this bacteria will accumulate here and colonize this. Okay, here rock particles are also there, but these are the rhizobium bacteria which colonized here. After colonization, curling of root hair occur by the action of node factor, secreted by bacteria, and bacteria invade the root hair. So here the diagram will look like this, that this is the particular root hair. Now this root hair show curling like this. Okay, so here there are bacteria, and this bacteria will invade the, or particularly break the cell wall, and this bacteria are particularly causing a culling due to the release of node factor. We remember node factor is released by bacteria and host plant both. It is not only by bacteria, both will release this particular one, that causing a culling. After culling, infection thread form. An infection thread thread will form. So here bacteria accumulate and they break the cell wall and they enter this way up to the epidermal and then to the cortex cells. Now here be remember, this is known as infection thread. Now through this infection thread, bacteria reaches to the cortex cells, and after reaching cortex cells, they stimulate and divide rapidly. Now this cortex cells divide rapidly due to auxin secreted by plants and cytokinin secreted by bacteria. Due to this auxin and cytokinin, the division of this particular cortex cells occur. With cortex cells, the division of cortex cells and pericycle occur. With the cortex cell, pericycle will also divide and they form a nodule. And when we observe, this type of nodule will be observed. Now nodule are the structure within the cells, within these cells, within these cells of a nodule, nitrogen fixation will occur. Now, we note down some of the points related to this before studying the nitrogen fixation, how they carry out. Bacteria enter only polyploid set. Polyploid means they have a multiple set of chromosomes of a cortex. Some of them enlarge and become membrane bound, called a bacterioid. Some become called as bacterium, and this form the seat of nitrogen fixation. This nodule contains red color pigment. Nodule contain red or pink colored pigment called leg hemoglobin, that is LHB. Okay, the globin part of leg hemoglobin, is formed by host genome, while the heme portion is formed by bacteria. So the heme portion is formed by bacteria, whereas globin part of this leg hemoglobin is formed by the host bacteria. Now this leg hemoglobin is oxygen scavenger, so it prevents the oxidation of the enzyme, that is a nitrogenase, which is going to fix the nitrogen. So it is known as oxygen scavenger, okay, which particularly prevent the oxidation of the nitrogenase enzyme. And nitrogenase enzyme is the enzyme which is going to carry out a nitrogen fixation. So next we talk about a nitrogen fixation by nitrogenase enzyme. So nitrogen fixation by nitrogenase enzyme. In this, if we talk about how nitrogenase enzyme works, so suppose this is the enzyme. This is the enzyme and these are the active sites. Okay. Now this enzyme react with a N2, that is dinitrogen. So this way this enzyme form a connection with the nitrogen and enzyme substrate complex will form. Then reduction will occur and 2H plus will be received. So this nitrogen form a association with the hydrogen. So it is a N2H2. Then it form a more 2H plus. Then this form N2H4. Now again reduction occurs, 2H plus will be received and it will convert into, that is NH3, and this is also another NH3. So after the formation of amino group, that is NH3, 2NH3, the enzyme will be recovered back and this 2NH3 will be obtained. So this way, by particular this reaction, this way a nitrogenase enzyme will work and add a nitrogen with the hydrogen, reduction will occur and ultimately this ammonia will be formed, or 2 molecules of ammonia will be formed. This process of nitrogen fixation by nitrogenase enzyme is active process. It is a active process, and in this active process N2 react with 8 electron, 8H plus and 16 ATP, which lead to formation of 2NH3, H2, 16 ADP and 16 inorganic phosphate. It will form a 16 inorganic phosphate. Now nitrogenase enzyme is synthesized by NIF gene of bacteria. Now, so means node gene provided by bacteria and host, both NIF and fix gene are provided by bacteria only. Okay, so these are the things which how they particularly carry out a nitrogen fixation, which is active process where energy is obtained from the breakdown of the glucose. Okay, now in this specifically nitrogenase enzyme, it is a O2 sensitive enzyme. Nitrogenase is O2 sensitive enzyme, means it will break or oxidize in presence of O2, and it is made up of two unequal subunit, made up of two unequal subunits. Large component has iron molybdenum moiety, while small component has only iron moiety. Small component has only iron moiety or iron subunit. and this nitrogen is function only in anaerobic condition, which is maintained by the oxygen scavenger, that is like hemoglobin. Now this reaction we have studied for the nitrogen, in which you can nitrogen fixation, in which you can see that 16 ATP are used for the fixation of dinitrogen molecule and 2 NH3 is formed. So for each NH3 molecule, how many? 8 ATP are going to used. So be remember, for synthesis of 1 ammonia, 8 ATP are used. For synthesis of 2 ammonia or fixation of dinitrogen, 16 ATP are used. According to that, you can get a calculative questions. So this is about nitrogen fixation and nodule formation and nitrogen fixation by the rhizobium bacteria. Next we talk about ammonification. Ammonification is the process in which after death of organism and plants, protein are broken into ammonia by following step, and due to degradation of this particular proteins, the nitrogen will be available, ammonia will be available, that will be used. So that occur in 2 steps. First step, in this proteolysis will occur. In proteolysis, breakdown of protein will occur, and in this breakdown of proteins are broken up into peptides by the proteases, and peptides are broken up into amino acid by peptidases. Okay, then second step will occur, and in this deamination occurs, and in this deamination ammonia is released from amino acid. So here amino acid react with water to form organic acid and ammonia. So due to breakdown of this dead organic matter, ultimately ammonia will be obtained. This is known as process of ammonification, and it is done by Bacillus ramosus, Bacillus vulgaris, and Bacillus mycoides. This ammonia is converted into nitrate. This ammonia is converted into nitrate, that is NO3 minus, which is absorbed by plant. Okay, so this is the process how ammonification will occur. So for conversion of ammonia into nitrate, nitrification will occur, and in nitrification NH3 will be converted into the nitrate. Now here in this first conversion occur of ammonia into nitrite, and here this conversion occur like this, that 2 NH3 react with 3 O2 and form nitrite plus 2H plus 2H2O and energy. And for this the bacteria which are used, that is Nitrosomonas, Nitrococcus and Aspergillus flavus. Okay, so this bacteria and fungus, Aspergillus flavus and fungus, and these are the bacteria which convert NH3 into the nitrate by use of 3O2. And then this nitrite is converted into nitrate. So next is conversion of NO2 minus into nitrate, that is NO3 minus. Now here this nitrite react with O2 and form 2NO3 minus plus energy is released. So here the bacteria which are going to use, that is a Nitrobacter and Nitrocystis. A part of this conversion of nitrite to nitrate carried out by some fungus, that is Penicillium and Aspergillus flavus. Okay, so then ultimately nitrate will be formed. After nitrate formation, next we will be talking about nitrate assimilation. Now nitrate is formed. How nitrate will be assimilated? So nitrate cannot be used by the plant as such. So again, first it is converted into ammonia before being incorporated into organic acid, and that is known as nitrate assimilation. So next topic is nitrate assimilation. In nitrate assimilation, we know that nitrate cannot be used by plant as such. It is first converted into ammonia before being incorporated into organic compounds. And this nitrate assimilation or nitrate is reduced in a two-step. So this nitrate assimilation occurs in two steps, where nitrate reduced to ammonia. Okay. First, if we talk about the diagrammatic view how this occurs, that we should draw. In which this nitrate first convert into nitrite by the enzyme nitrate reductase, and for reduction respiration will give NaDH2, and this NaDH2 will produce NAD and water. Now this nitrite will be reduced again, so that is nitrite reductase enzyme will work, and this nitrite will add 6H plus and 6NaDH2, 6H plus and NaDH2 from the photosystem 1, and this will lead to the formation of two things, that is NH3 and H2O and OH. Now this NH3 will be obtained and they become a part of involved in amino acid synthesis. So first step occur when nitrate get reduced to the nitrite, and the second step when nitrite get reduced to the ammonia, and ammonia become a part of this the particular amino acid. So in this, if you observe, in first step nitrate reductase enzyme work, and the nitrate reductase enzyme is a flavoprotein and contain molybdenum, whereas second is a nitrite reductase enzyme in a second step, and this nitrite reductase this nitrite reductase enzyme work in a second step where it convert nitrite into the ammonia. Okay, now here ferredoxin is direct source of electron for nitrite reduction, hence it occur specifically in leaves. Where it occur nitrite reduction? Specifically in case of leaves. And in these, nitrite ion formed in anywhere in other parts of the plant, it is transported to the leaves and further reduced to the ammonia. Means nitrite reduction is going to happen in leaves only. And this nitrite reductase does not require molybdenum but contain copper and iron that are found in case of this particular enzyme. So ultimate, the ammonia which is obtained, that is NH3, is fixed by organic compound to produce amino acids which form other nitrogenous compound So like this, ultimately ammonia will be fixed and used in case of the plant and become a part of plant ammonia. So how the ammonia fixed into the plant, that we are going to study in case of the fate of ammonia. Before this we talk about the denitrification. So next we talk about small topic, that is denitrification. Now by nitrogen fixation we keep on using the nitrogen from the atmosphere, but we are not giving it back. So if we will not give it back, then at a certain period of time or certain point of time the nitrogen content in the atmosphere will be lowered. So it is our duty, or it is a duty of ecosystem to give it back to the atmosphere. So this occurred by the denitrification. So here the nitrates are broken down into gaseous nitrogen by some microbes, and in these, if there is a nitrate, then oxygen will be removed, so it becomes the 2NO2 minus. Again oxygen will be removed, so it become a 2NO. Then half oxygen will be removed, so it become N2O. Then another again half O2 will be removed, so ultimately we get a N2. Okay, like this we give it back to the atmosphere from the NO3 minus. Now in this, the bacteria which is used, example of this bacteria is Thiobacillus denitrificans, then Micrococcus denitrificans and Pseudomonas denitrificans. These are the bacteria which carry out a denitrification. Okay, and the nitrogen is given back to the atmosphere. Now last we talk about the fate of ammonia. So next we talk about fate of ammonia. In fate of ammonia, it is known that at physiological pH, ammonia get protonated to form NH4 plus ions. Okay, that is ammonium ions. These ammonium ions are quite toxic to plants and cannot accumulated by them. They commonly used up, there is NH4 plus, are commonly used up to synthesize amino acid, and second, that is amides. First we will talk about how amino acid are synthesized. So amino acid synthesis occur by two reactions, and these amino acids are generally the initial product of nitrogen assimilation. Mainly these two processes are used to plant synthesis. So it by two processes amino acid synthesis occur. First is reductive amination. Now in reductive amination, what will occur? NH3 react with alpha ketoglutarate acid and form a glutamic acid. So here if we write the reaction, alpha ketoglutarate acid react with NH4 plus and NADPH in the presence of NADPH by the enzyme glutamate dehydrogenase, and it form glutamic acid H2O and NADP. So these are the ways in which the particularly alpha ketoglutarate acid is converted into the glutamic acid by the reductive amination. And this is the glutamic acid, the first amino acid which is formed in case of the plant. From this glutamic acid, another amino acid will be formed by the another reaction, and that reaction is transamination. So now we talk about second reaction, that is transamination. In this transamination, it involves transfer of amino group from amino acid to keto acid. There is a transfer of amino group from amino acid to the keto acid. Okay, and that is to the keto group. So if we write reaction here for transamination, then glutamic acid is the main amino acid from which other 17 amino acids are formed through this reaction. So if we talk about this, then we can write that glutamic acid react with pyruvate or pyruvic acid, which is a keto acid, and this will transfer its amino group to here. So if it gives its amino group, then it become again what? A particularly alpha ketoglutarate acid, and this pyruvate, after receiving NH3 group, it convert into the alanine amino acid. So this way the particularly you can say a alanine will be formed. Second reaction in which glutamic acid react with oxaloacetic acid and form alpha ketoglutarate acid plus aspartic acid. So oxaloacetic acid, after receiving this particular amino group, convert into the aspartic acid, and in this reaction enzymes used are aminotransferases. So how this amino acid, different 17 amino acid can be obtained like this. Another form in which this particularly ammonia will convert, that is amides. So second, amides. Amides are formed by catalytic amidation. In this, suppose there is a amino group, amino acid, Then what will happen in this OH group will be removed and one more NH2 group B will be added. So now this amino acid will have like this. So this will be considered as amides. Now there are two important amides. Amides are asparagine and glutamine. Asparagine and glutamine are obtained from the catalytic amidation of asparagic acid and aspartic acid and glutamic acid respectively. Okay, so they are obtained from the aspartic acid and glutamic acid. For this reaction, glutamine synthesis and asparagine synthesis are enzymes are required. Amides are those which has a 2 amino group, but amides contain more nitrogen than amino acids. They have more nitrogen than amino acid and are structural part of proteins. These amides are transported through xylem vessels. In addition, along with transportation, the nodules of some plant export urates. So urates are nothing but degraded urea. It has also high nitrogen to carbon ratio. High nitrogen to carbon ratio and nodules of some plants like soybean export fixed nitrogen as urates. So it is exported by the soybean, that is a glycine max. So how the nitrogen fixation will occur? Nitrification, ammonification, denitrification, and ultimately fate of ammonia will be used, and the particularly plant will get a particular nitrogen. Okay, so these are the different processes which about the nitrogen metabolism. Thank you.